Hello, I want to welcome you to English 1301, Comp and Rhetoric 1. My name is Libby Bennett and I will be your instructor. I want to first go over how best to reach me. The best way to reach me is to email me through the D2L Classroom. You can also email me at my Lone Star email address, but sometimes those messages are delayed or put into spam, especially if you don't send them from your Lone Star email. I check emails Monday through Thursday and occasionally over the weekends. I will not be available over Labor Day weekend, so that's Friday through Monday, so anything I receive from Thursday afternoon on will not be answered until Tuesday. I also send out remind messages, and you can subscribe to those. Here is the information on how to do that, so please feel free to pause the video and enroll in my remind messages. In this video, I want to go over the syllabus, talk to you about what the course is like, go over attendance, participation, my drop rule, online grammar assignments, discussion boards, large writing assignments. We'll also talk about final exam and the ability to exempt it, as well as the tentative course outline. So the course description. This is directly from the Lone Star catalog. 1301 is an intensive study of and practice in the strategies and techniques for developing research-based expository and persuasive texts. Emphasis on effective and ethical rhetorical inquiry, including primary and secondary research methods, critical reading of verbal, visual, and multimedia text, systematic evaluation, synthesis, and documentation of information sources, and critical thinking about evidence and conclusions. Every course at Lone Star has a set of learning outcomes that the school predicts its students should be able to master by the time they leave the course. The student learning outcomes for English 1301 are as follows. Students must be able to demonstrate knowledge of individual and collaborative research processes, develop ideas and synthesize primary and secondary sources within focused academic arguments, including one or more research-based essays. Analyze, interpret, and evaluate a variety of texts for the ethical and logical uses of evidence. Write in a style that clearly communicates meaning, builds credibility, and inspires belief or action. And apply the conventions of style manuals for specific academic disciplines. In this course, we will be using MLA. Attendance and participation. Attendance in an online classroom is very important. Your discussion board posts must be complete, thorough, and timely. I assess your attendance by your participation in each discussion board. So I don't take regular attendance, but if you're not participating in discussion boards, then I feel like you're not actively involved in the course. For most of the weeks in the course, you have one discussion board each week. Sometimes that's a little bit different depending on what the week looks like or what assignments we're working on. My drop rule. I will drop you from the course for the following two reasons. You missed 2 consecutive discussion boards, and/or you do not complete Essay 1 by the due date. If you do not have a 60 in this class by November 12th, 2018, which is the official drop date, you should drop the course. You need to go to campus to drop the course, and I can't do it for you. So remember, you need a 60 to pass and a 70 to transfer the credit. There may be financial implications in dropping, whether you do it or I do it, and those implications can affect student visas, financial aid, GI benefits, and so on. Online and grammar assignments. There will be several grammar assignments that you must complete this term. These assignments consist of either a video and/or a reading, and then a quiz that assesses your understanding of the grammatical rule. These assignments will help you hone your grammar skills so that the rest of the semester is simply reinforcement. You will also have chapter quizzes in the online text, which will be part of this category. So altogether, online and grammar assignments are worth 20% of your final grade. The discussion boards. Most weeks you will need to participate in one online discussion. So your initial discussion is typically due on Thursday at 11:59 p.m. and it must be at least 250 words. You must make 2 additional comments to your classmates' posts, so like in their actual threads, and those are due Sundays typically. And those posts must be a minimum of 125 words. The discussion boards work like small essays, so be prepared to include text evidence and develop a truly well-rounded thought. These discussion boards are worth 35% of your final grade. The last category is our large writing assignments. You will have several large writing assignments in this class, and there will be a total of probably 4 to 5 of them. When you write these papers, you will be required to incorporate research into them. These large writing assignments will be extensions of our class discussions and will require group work in the form of the peer review. So some of these assignments will be outlines and planning documents, as well as the large essays themselves. And then there will be 1 or 2 discussion boards that will count as large writing assignments simply because of the expectations. I have noted within D2L which discussion boards count as large writing assignments. Peer reviews. I take peer review very seriously. So coming to the peer review prepared is an enormous part of the writing process. So when you have papers due, there's always a peer review. And there's several steps, and they're all bound by dates that you must adhere to in order to be able to participate in the peer review. Your paper will go through 2 reviews, one for content and one for grammar and formatting. And the peer review itself is worth 30% of your final grade on your paper. So if you don't do the peer review, the highest grade you can possibly get on a paper is a 70. If you don't do the peer review, chances of getting a perfect score on an essay are very minimal. I also grade those separately as a discussion board in class assignments. So homework. You must read all chapters assigned and complete the chapter quizzes prior to participating in the discussion board. The readings are geared to help you be ready for the discussions. There will be homework in the online format, and we use a program called REVEL, and more information is available in D2L about that. And in a few minutes, we'll look at D2L and go for a tour of the classroom. Homework will be assigned in the content area. Since this is an online class, it's not necessarily assigned at the end of class. It's just assigned at for the week. The final exam and exemption. Your final exam is grammar and revision based. I will provide more information about this assignment later in the semester, and it counts as a large writing assignment. However, I've created a criteria that will allow you to exempt the final. If you've completed 100% of the course assignments and have a course average of 82.51% by the end of week 13, I will exempt you from the final exam. However, you must, in order to hold that exemption, you must complete all the work for the rest of the term. So it's not just the average that gets it, it's average and 100% of the work. Now, based on my experience, if you complete 100% of the work, chances are you're going to have an A in the class. Late work. I don't accept late work. There's really no room for special accommodations in the event of travel or illness. You just have to push through. The textbook. So you'll need to purchase the e-textbook and REVEL Access. So you can buy them together at the UP bookstore as a bundle, and you'll get the textbook, which you can put into a 3-ring binder, and then you can you'll get an access code. Or you can simply buy the access code for about $35, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. You must submit the receipt for the purchase of REVEL and by September 2nd, and that is your first grade in the course. It counts as online and grammar grade. This is what the front of the textbook looks like. The grammar and mechanics. So everything you write in here must be written in complete sentences. You must use proper grammar, punctuation, spelling, and mechanics. There's tons of style guides online, and I will show you how to find those and use them. And you also have access to Grammarly, and there are instructions for Grammarly within the announcement section of D2L. Grade determination. So I determine your grade based on 3 categories. Grammar assignments and e-textbook quizzes is 20%, large writing assignments is 45%, and the discussion boards are 35%. So letter grade. We use a standard 4.0 scale here at Lone Star. So 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, and so on. But remember, grades under a 70 do not transfer to universities for the most part. The withdrawal policy. I'm going to take a little bit of time to talk about this. There is a 6-drop rule limit that has been imposed by the state of Texas. However, if you are not going to complete a course, you need to withdraw from it, not just earn an F, and I want to explain why. Many universities, the ones that most people want to transfer to, whether that's U of H, UT, Texas State, A&M, Sam Houston, All of these schools do not replace a grade when you have an F. They average the F with whatever the grade is. So if you are going to have to withdraw because you can't complete the course for whatever reason, you need to actually withdraw. Because that way, if you take the course again and you earn an A, you'll get your full 4 points. Whereas if you do not withdraw and you just start earning zeros, you'll have to average that A with an F, and it comes out to a C, and that can be a game changer on your transcripts. Here's the 6-drop rule. It's also located in your syllabus, so I encourage you to pause the video here and read it. There is a tentative instructional outline in the syllabus, but D2L is much more reliable and much more specific. So I want to take a moment to go over that and just shortly. So how do you access D2L? The easiest way to do it is to go to d2l.lonestar.edu, and a Chrome browser is the one that works best for me. It'll show you your grades, so you can always see what your progress is in our class. You will have your course syllabus, there'll be announcements, and a discussion on what REVEL is. REVEL is a Pearson product, so if you have worked with a My Lab product, whether it's my writing lab, my reading lab, my math lab, you can use the same login information. You'll need to go to this link here, and these last 6 characters, that is our course ID number. So that is how you would join the course. There is a free trial for up to 2 weeks if you're waiting on financial aid to purchase REVEL, but you do need to start accessing it right away. Grammarly. Okay, so Grammarly is a free service that is available for Lone Star University Park students. I have down here at the bottom that the free license, it has already expired, but it has continued. I did find out that today. So I will post into D2L how to access your free Grammarly account. So now I'd like to take a moment and go to D2L to give you a preview of the course. So here is the landing page of D2L. So you can see I've gone to d2l.lonestar.edu. And here would be announcements. And so far I don't have any announcements, but usually there'll be something up here. If you go over here to content, you will see that I have got the course divided up by week. So week 1, week 2, and so on all the way down to the end of the term. And it includes the dates of those weeks. So if you forget which week we're in, you know where to find it. So the first thing you should do is go in here to Overview. And Overview is where I have included the full syllabus. The video I've recorded today is very close to this, but this is the full contract of the syllabus itself. Here on Libby's virtual office is a discussion board. This is ungraded, but it is a place that you can post questions throughout the week, and I will check it when I check my email. So give me about 24 to 48 hours to respond. Also, your classmates can respond if they have the answers for you. Here under the grammar references, all of these references are actually also within the course when we're talking about specific grammar items, but I just included them here in one place to start. So let's do an overview for week 1. So to go to week 1, you just click week 1, and it has what you're supposed to do over the course of the week. So first, let's get started. Here is instructions on how to get started in the course, how to sign on to REVEL, and your first assignment, which is to copy the textbook receipt and upload it into a Dropbox, and that's your first grade. You can also see there's a link here, REVEL Getting Started with Power, and it's a PowerPoint. So it talks about how to get started with REVEL, kind of familiarizing yourself with it. If you run into any problems with REVEL, you can go here. That's the same PowerPoint from the other one, but there's a phone number at the very end that you can contact them if you have trouble. Our first discussion board only lasts a couple of days because it's just trying to get us used to each other and getting to know a little bit about each other. So your textbook receipt would be due Sunday, September 2nd at 11:58 p.m. Then you also need to work on your implied U. So implied U is something that will make a lot more sense once you watch the video, which here's the link to. And it's something I have recorded about that helps students write in an academic tone. So feel free to read through this, and then you can go on, and there's an assignment. And this assignment is finding something written in second person and then rewriting it in first and third person. The video actually gives you an example as to how to do that. So here is a template that I want you to use for the implied you second person rewrite assignment. And that way you have everything where I need it to be, and it makes it easier for me to grade. And that would be your first week. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.